What a brilliant speech you gave.
Who goes there?
Just a friend who could help you save your men. A foe like Cersei's not to be messed with. You want to beat her, you'll need the blessing of a certain god. Divine intervention, someone who's not afraid to send a message.
Hermes?
Wouldn't you like a taste of the power? Wouldn't you like to use more than words? Deep in the night, the fight lasts for hours. You can be hurt or you can beat her. Wouldn't you?
Hello, my name's Isabel Tech, and this is behind the scenes of my explanation of my master trailer for my rapid skills acquirement project called The Greek Journey Master Trailer Storyboard. For my essay, I chose to learn Greek. My goal was not to become fluent in 7 weeks, but to build a foundation that I can continue developing after the course. My trailer is called The Greek Journey, and it shows how my interest in Greek culture developed into a goal of actually learning the Greek language. The story behind my trailer begins with my childhood interest in Greek mythology. I began interested in Greek mythology and culture through the well-known books of Percy Jackson series by Rick Riordan. These stories introduced me to the Greek mythology and made me curious about Greece. As I got older, I wanted to take the interest further by learning the Greek language. The main character in my story is myself as a student learning conversational Greek. I started with very little knowledge of the language, so I had to learn the Greek alphabet, pronunciation, vocabulary, and sentence structure. The conflict in my story is that learning Greek can be difficult. Alphabets is unfamiliar, pronunciation was a challenging thought, and understanding Greek when it was spoken at a normal speed was sometimes difficult. Instead of giving up, I broke the skill into smaller parts and practiced consistently. I created the storyboard before putting together the final trailer. My storyboard has 6 major visual selections. The first panel shows Greek scenery. I used to introduce Greece and its created curiosity about the culture. My second panel showed Greek mythology and culture, which represents the world and that first interests me. As well as the third panel shows the Percy Jackson's books that have become my inspiration for learning about Greek. And my fourth panel showed Greek writing. In a way, it would actually be translated, and for simplifying being interesting in Greek culture to actually learning the language. My fifth panel showed Duolingo and my learning material. This represented the practice I completed upon my RSA. And finally, for my last panel, the return to the Greek scenery and architecture that represented my inspiration, my goals of eventually becoming comfortable enough to start speaking Greek. Now, unlike on my trailer, most of these are different, for these are online references I made before I started on my trailer. This was my inspiration. This was what helped me create the perfect timeline in my trailer. I actually took live actionable pictures of what I achieved, and of course some of them did come online. But the actual Percy Jackson book I was reading, the audiobook, the music I was listening to, as well as Duolingo and the activities I were doing. Now for the audio, I use music and sound to help create the feeling of a movie trailer. The music is actually from one of the greatest classics that's been turned into a musical, the Epical musical, written by several artists. This music helped connect the different images and gives the trailer a sense of progress. I wanted the beginning to create curiosity and the ending to feel like I was reaching the next stage of my journey. I also connected my interest in music and listening to actual Greek in my RSA because listening was one way I practiced my language. Using audio helped me make the trailer feel more engaging than simply showing us a couple of pictures or making a video. For my video, I created and edited my trailer using TikTok. I arranged the images in the video and visual elements in the order that I wanted them to appear. I added text and communication important parts of the story and selected music and using transitions between the different visuals. Because the trailer is only about 47 seconds long, I had to think about how much information I can communicate in a short amount of time. This required me to make decisions about which images and were the most important and how quickly the story should move on. When it came to the creative thinking was an important part of the creating process of this project. I used brainstorming when I first thought about how I should turn my RSA into a simple and advertising trailer. I had to use experimentation by connecting different parts of my learning experience, including books, music, language learning applications, YouTube, audiobooks, and Greek culture. I also used visual thinking by choosing images that could communicate them quickly without needing a long explanation. Finally, I used iteration by organizing and adjusting my ideas and visualizations and text and translations and timing until they worked together to create a short film. Overall, this project showed me that learning a language can be represented as a journey. My RSA is not about becoming fluent in Greek in 7 weeks. It's about starting with absolutely nothing, building a foundation, and continuing to improve. My final message for this is every word is one step closer to Greece. Thank you for watching my masterful trailer and learning about the creative process behind the journey.